Hey, what's going on, guys? This is just Mitchell Miller, and on today's episode of I Felt Like Talking to the Camera, I want to talk to you guys about the mindset that you need to develop if you want to become if you have an urge to just become a better person. There's three areas in life that are always consistent, like these markets, if you will never go away. So as an advertiser, these are just three markets that will always make money, and that's going to be health, wealth, and love. Okay, so these three areas of love. So health is going to be like physical fitness, and like your, like just physical fitness and how healthy you are as a person in general, how well your body's behaving, if that even makes sense. And then wealth is going to be how much money you have, your social status, if you work a job, if you own a business. And then love is obviously going to be relationships with intimate partners. Now you can include like friendships and relationships in general inside of this category, but I would think love could just be if you're hooking up with people, or if ultimately you're in a relationship with somebody. Okay, so here's one of the books that I'm reading is called The Dating Playbook for Men, and I've been studying like attraction very heavily recently. And this book is not about like the steps you should take, even though it's called the 7 Proven Frameworks, but it's not about the steps you need to take in order to like attract more girls, but in a way it is. And one of the subjects it talks about, I agree with fully, and I've talked about this several times on my Instagram and in some of my other videos, and that's having a growth mindset. Knowing that you have to believe that no matter what happens in life, your results that you currently have, whether that's you're in a relationship with a girl that treats you like shit, or you work a 9-to-5 job where you're not paid as much as you deserve to be paid, or you're just fat and lazy, the results you have right now are from the skills that you've developed in life. So if you want to have better relationships, you have to develop the skills in order to approach different men and women that you find attractive, how to have conversations, how to hold relationships, how to keep them for the long run. If you want to have better jobs or a better career, for example, you have to get better at sales, might have to get better at marketing. If you own a business, sales, like I do, I'm a marketing guy, sales, marketing, taxes, accounting, customer service. And then let's go back onto the health side. If you want to get better at health, that could just be learning how to exercise, actually going to the gym, watching your diet, what you consume. Are you on steroids? Are you not on steroids? Do you get blood work? Do you not get blood work? Do you take supplements? Do you not take supplements? Everything that you do in life, you have to look at is there is always a way to get better, okay? I say this very frequently, and I still mean it every single time I have set out in life to learn something new, to get a better result at whatever I'm trying to focus on. My life has gotten better and better and better because my skill set in that area has been improving. And so the core of this video is going to be focusing on me talking about my social skills and how you can improve your social skills from what I'm doing, okay? But just know that having a growth mindset, no matter what it is that you're trying to accomplish, is going to separate you from the people that are just okay being, I think, just losers. Like they're okay with, yeah, I got a job, I got a car, I got a girlfriend, like I'm happy with what I have right now, I don't really want anything else. And then you got people like me that's like, no, I have this now, but even if I'm in a relationship with a girl I think's wonderful, I can always go and learn new skills to make this relationship even better. Or I want to make more money so I can buy an even better car, an even faster car, okay? So how do you have a growth mindset then? Like you're always looking to improve. And dude, that keeps you occupied. That means that you're never going to remain stagnant and that things are always going to get better in your life. Why would you not want to have this mentality? So when it comes to social skills, I ideally wanted to start doing this because I'm a single male, and obviously the goal for single males is to go out and meet girls and eventually like hook up and possibly date, right? So I've always thought that I've been a very extroverted person. Talking to people has never really been an issue for me, especially if I know you, like I'll come up to you and I'll just start talking to you no matter what, like blah, blah, blah. But not only that, social skills, like developing social skills, being able to talk to people that I don't know, and everybody has a fear of rejection, including myself. Even the most extroverted people have a fear of rejection, and that stops you from going out and walking up to people, in my case, rolling up to people that you want to talk to, because that fear of rejection, what if they don't want to talk to me? And I'm going to touch on that because it's not as bad as you think it is, okay? However, you got to weigh the pros and cons, man. Like, okay, if I want to get a girlfriend, or I want to get a super hot girl, I want to hook up with a girl, and the pro is if I approach her, I might get her number, I might go on a date, and so on and so forth. The con is I'm never going to be able to find and meet that girl if I don't approach her when I don't know her, if that made sense. Okay? So in this case, then, let's talk about social skills. And not only this, I want to touch on this. The better you get at something, the more confident you're going to become as a person. And I can tell you right now, man or female, like male or female, talking to a confident person or being around a confident person is very attractive. But you feel like $1,000,000 no matter what, because you know that if you want to do something, you could just go and do it because you've put in the effort. You've failed enough times to where you know that, you know what, that failure that I had is not as bad as you thought it was, and then you're going to be able to like succeed from there. I kind of messed up what I was going to say from there, okay? But where I'm going with that is like the more you do something, the more confident you're going to feel. That's it. You're just going to feel better as a person. More people are going to want to be around you, all right? So then with social skills, so what I started doing, and you know, it all started out with trying to like just meet like new women, but what I've changed it into is kind of just a fun way of just meeting new people in general. So I know that I feel really good when I go out and I talk to other people. So if I'm sitting here and I'm in my house bored and I'm feeling lonely, for example, or alone, I'm like, you know what, I'm going to go take my dog and I'm going to go somewhere, whether that's the grocery store, the gym, the mall, the farmer's market, which is what we're going to talk about, or I've been going to restaurants on my own, and dude, I will just go up and I'll just start talking to random people, okay? So when it comes to the topic of like social skills, I want to talk about the farmer's market, okay? So that's what I'm going to start doing this on Sundays. I'm going to start going to the farmer's market every Sunday with my dog. And the idea is to be able to go out and just put myself in an environment where I can get out of the house, get some sun, which is healthy, but also work on improving my social skills and possibly meet people. Now this time around, I didn't meet anybody new, and that's okay because that wasn't the goal of meeting someone. That was the goal. However, I did succeed in like subcategories. So I posted on my Instagram story. I didn't meet anybody, particularly like women, because everybody that I've seen there, for the most part, is going to be with like their boyfriend or girlfriend or their family. I didn't really see, like, maybe I did see 2 girls by themselves, but by the time I even got around to wanting to go up and talk to them, they were gone, whether that's an excuse or not, okay? So, with that being said then, when I had my dog with me, my goal was to just go up and talk to people. I kid you not. It got to a point where I just, every person I saw, I was like, hey man, good morning. Hey girl. I was like, girls, good morning. I was like, hey y'all, good morning. Hey, good morning. And I just started saying like, good morning. And I was like, hey, good morning. How are you? And then there was a couple times where people were like, I'm good. How are you? I was like, oh, I'm doing wonderful. Thank you. Right? And so at that moment right there, if someone goes, I'm doing good. How are you? That's an initiation to continue the conversation. But they weren't really people that I want to sit there and talk to. So not only that, where am I going with this? The idea here is if I can get comfortable just saying things to people that I don't know, I'm more likely to be able to initiate a conversation with a girl that I think is extremely attractive. So at the gym today, for example, there was this girl, Autumn, and I've seen her around before, and earlier I was like, you know, maybe I should meet her. She seems like a cool chick. And she was right behind me working out, and I was getting ready to leave, or maybe I was getting ready to start one of my work. I don't remember which one, but I think I was getting ready to start a workout. So I rolled around, I turned around, rolled to go get my weight, and then I looked at her, smiled, she looked at me and smiled, and I rolled back around, looked at her again, and something in me I just stopped, took my headphones off, and I was like, hey, what's your name? And then she was like, my name's Autumn, and then we started talking, and then she goes, what's your name? That's a good indication that you can keep talking to them, okay? Now, I didn't feel like there was like a attraction thing there, which is fine because I ended the conversation off. But just saying, hey girl, it's good talking to you, enjoy the rest of your workout. I'm gonna get ready, I'm gonna go back to working out. But the fact that again, I'm approaching people that I don't know. In this case, Autumn, I didn't even think about it. I just fucking did it. That's where you want to be. That's the whole point of practicing your social skills, is to be able to go up to people in which you can see signs of interest, where you can talk to them. Now, just because you don't see signs that someone's interested doesn't mean that you shouldn't go up and talk to them, as you should, because you're not really going to know if someone's interested in you until you start talking to them anyways. But it's much easier if you can see that, okay, she looked at me and smiled. That's typically a good indication that I can go up and approach her. And Autumn was super cool to talk to. But if we go back to the farmer's market, where I was just saying good morning to people, the week prior when I went, I had conversations with tons of people. I mean, like actual full-blown conversations. This time around, I didn't have conversations with anybody up until I took my dog to this restaurant, and then some of the servers came up and started talking to me, and that was pretty cool. So I guess in a sense, I did meet people. I did meet people. I did have conversations. Not really the conversations with like single women that I wanted to have, but regardless, I'm still going out and meeting people. So not only am I sitting here improving my social skills by just going out and saying good morning or hey, how are you to random people that I don't know, but on top of that, I'm meeting people whether I see them again or not. So I'm improving my conversational skills, which, if you can tell by the way I talk to this camera, is not an issue. Not an issue at all for me. Not only that, I'm also tackling a basic fear that a lot of people do have, and that's the fear of being alone. So I see a lot of like older adults do this, where they'll go to restaurants and stuff by themselves. In the past, I've never really wanted to do that. I'm like, well, instead of going to the mall or like the restaurant by myself, I can stay home and I can work, or I can do something else, and then I'll go if, I can find like a friend or something, because I'll have someone there with me. But in this case, I'm like, you know what? I'm like, my dog, I guess I took my dog, so I don't know if you can count that as being by myself, but I have a long-haired German Shepherd. He needs exercise. He needs to go outside. He needs to live a dog's life. I want to go out. I want to go outside. My dog is literally me, just in dog form. We're very social. We love talking to people. We love doing things. So I'm like, you know what? Let's go out. Let's every single week. So maybe on Saturdays, I could just go to the mall on Saturday, roll around for a bit and see if I can meet people. And then on Sundays, I can go to the farmer's market, roll around for a little bit and see if I can meet people. The whole idea here, and how this ties into self-improvement and growth mindset, is I'm going out with the intention of trying to practice and get better at a skill of approaching people I don't know, meeting women I don't know, getting their number, going on date. The goal is to improve my love life, okay? So if I'm sitting here filming videos for YouTube and I'm trying to help men live better lives by, hopefully learning from me, and then I also work for myself as a marketing agency, so I'm going to go work for marketing after this. I'm taking care of the wealth side. I've already been to the gym today, so I'm taking care of the health side, and now I need to get better at taking care of the love side, because that's an area that I've never really studied up until now. And I've had several girlfriends and relationships in the past. Like dating and talking to girls, like I said, that's not really an issue for me. But the idea of, I say that, but then I'm also sitting here saying like I'm going out and trying to improve on my social skills. So I've had relationships in the past, but the way I've got them in essence would be the same way that I would get the next one, and that's by going out and approaching people I don't know. But never in my life have I made it an intention to go out and do that. Never in my life have I made an intention to learn what a healthy relationship looks like. I've never studied this area, and because of that, I'm just tired of being fucked over, whether I caused it or if I get broken up with, which ultimately, because of my mindset, I'm somehow going to tie that back to, okay, what did I do wrong so I can improve, okay? And that's the thing with having a growth mindset. I'm constantly watching YouTube videos. I'm constantly listening to audiobooks. I've got courses, a huge bookshelf. Like, I always want to learn something that can make me better and better and better, so that way the skills that I'm trying to get better at are going to improve, and I'm going to come out to be a better person than another man. Like, my ego wants me to be better than everybody else. And I say this all the time. If you're a man You're born into this world as nothing. It's your job to become a man of value. And how are you going to do that? By constantly improving in all three of these areas, okay? I think the book I was reading right now, The Playbook for Men, says that like a lot of rich people, ironically, a lot of rich people where you think that if you get so much success and you get all this money that you're going to get the hottest girlfriends. He's like, you'd be surprised. A lot of rich people don't have like super hot and super hot like loyal girlfriends because they're good at business, but they've never actually went out and practiced learning how to attract and keep women of like high value. That's the point here of why you want to have a growth mindset, why you always want to be learning something, why I'm going out every single week now and going out with the intention of trying to meet people, or at the very least talking to people, whether that's, hey, what's up? Because what I'm doing here is by doing this, I'm able to gauge different levels of interest. So if a woman looks at you and smiles, that's an invitation that you can talk to her. And then if she talks to you and she asks you personal questions, or if you say, hey, how are you? And she goes, I'm good, how are you doing? That's an invitation to talk to you. That's a positive response. That means you can talk to her, right? So this is why I'm going out and learning, because I'm able to gauge now better and better and better who I think is attracted to me and who's not. And that way I don't waste time talking to people, or chasing people, I should say, that aren't interested. It's very likely, and you know, I'm one of these guys where we would chase a girl that we really want, but she wants nothing to do with us. And so by chasing a girl that wants nothing to do with you, you're only going to push her even further away. So it's like if you can now know the signs of if she's into you or not, you don't have to waste time talking to women that want nothing to do with you. Not only that, when you get better at communicating and understanding how attraction works, you can vet out the women that you talk to anyways, okay? So there was a time where I was supposed to have a date with this girl, and I was like, hey, I will see you on Friday. Today was Tuesday. I will see you on Friday, and then I'll talk to you then. So a couple of days go by, and then we didn't talk. She texted me on Thursday saying, hey, it really turned me off that you're not talking to me. I want to talk before our first date, blah, blah, blah. So I don't think there's a time of going on Friday. So I'm like, okay, well, I told you to call me if anything changes, signaling the end of the relationship. But if you change your mind, you know, that sucks. But if you feel this way all of a sudden, that sucks. If you change your mind, reach out. Like, I'm not going to get butthurt over the fact that like you canceled a date because I didn't talk to you. That to me signals to me that if we're already having problems before our first date, what's that going to do later down the road? This is, you know, you can get better and better at vetting women, or there are women you can learn that they will show up when they want your attention, but that's all they want is your attention. They'll never plan a time to hang out. They'll come around every like couple of weeks and maybe talk to you for like a couple minutes. You don't want to pay these people any attention, okay? Your time as a man is very valuable. Only give it to those people who really want it. And again, you won't know this until you decide to start studying, you know, in this case, attraction, and just wanting to level up in life. It doesn't have to be in the love area. It could be wealth, it could be health, yeah. And that's the whole point of why you want to have a growth mindset, why you always want to be learning. Okay, so that's going to be the video right there. Go ahead and like and subscribe if you want to stay tuned for more. Hit the bell notification so you get notified whenever I post new videos. It's whenever I sit down and start talking to the camera. If you have any comments, go ahead and leave them in the section down below, and I will talk to you guys soon.